Ooh, looks like there's no 3-star news this morning. All right, let me get I think per Manzini it could just be a choppy day possibly, so just be aware of that. So for the ES plan of the day, you're going to be looking for 59.70, 59.63 to 57 equals support. And I feel like we're already at kind of at those levels. Let's see here. Let's get the ES put up here. So we already pushed back down to what, find support at that 63 this morning. So, and as you can see, I mean, look at all this choppy mess here. It could just be a messy day. Excuse me, guys. Just want to make sure Bewley's just trying to understand. I was trying to understand Bewley's thing. I don't know. They kind of got their end of the day down to 75%, which is a huge discount from that there. Don't know if any of you guys use the end of day. I hate that they don't give you the 91% off of the 25Ks no more. So I feel like we got pretty lucky yesterday to get back in the green. We started off red in both accounts. Well, I didn't start off red with this account. This one here, I just over traded it because we were up $300 and we were just started taking some fairly risky trades. This account, I started off in the green, like about $200, and so we only ended up with $91 on this account yesterday. So. Did this breakout pay 20 points? No. This market has been tough the last couple weeks. Like it's crazy how much the market changes from month to month. Like kind of looking forward to rerun these highs and close from yesterday. My ideal setup would be for us to run the lows, then head back up to the open here. Oof. Hopefully everybody's trading wasn't too bad yesterday. Almost ended up pretty much full porting on this 50K yesterday to get back in the red because we got down quite a bit. It was pretty choppy yesterday, pretty much like mid-morning. Like the market got tough to trade. It's almost like the same like looking setup as yesterday, where you got all your EMAs smashed on top of each other. And I tell myself that every day is like really the safest bet is not to trade whenever your EMAs are just stacked like that and out of order. So like you got your 250 on top of each other, you got your 9 and 21 on top of each other, and they're all within like 5 points of each other. So anytime, realistically, that should be a good indicator that as soon as you until you get separation between those, it's going to be a choppy mess. So we're definitely going to have to see some like either run the highs or run the lows, and maybe we can kind of draw out a bear or bull flag this morning. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking for today. I also have a previous day's highs and lows and all that marked out too. I think if I go over on this chart, it'll give me the London highs and lows here. So we got the London lows sitting down here at the 410s. So maybe we can, which I guess this was before the London low, so this would be considered the London low here. I mean, this is just nasty. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. A lot of consolidation. So maybe the New York will get the breakout today. I think it'll just take a little bit to get through, possibly. Trying to get my stuff set up here. I think we'll trade the one with the least amount because we have one account sitting at 52,318 and 51,121. Yeah, it looks like we want them London lows here. I mean, that would be even a nice bounce here. You cloud these London lows, and you got the session lows sitting about 7 points below that, and you got to pop off the 400 here. So. We're definitely not going to be hopefully try not to over trade our accounts like we did yesterday, where we got up 300 bucks and ended up losing it, then having to make it back, kind of borderline gambling just to get it back. Oh, let me get my chat up. Okay. I feel like it's going to push down here at the opening. Got about 2 minutes before the market opens, so yeah, there's a quick push to the London lows. Man, it knocked out them London lows early, didn't it? You would think we'd get some kind of bounce here. At the least, we would maybe push down to the session lows slash pivot. All right, here we go. What's up, Java? Man, it ran them lows. Did we ever run the London highs? Man, this thing was just kind of trapping on both ways there with this candle. I think it still needs to take out these session lows at the 93. It did take out the London lows. All right, another bounce off that London low. So per Manzini, this is going to be possibly a fairly choppy morning. Just not a lot really to do right here, guys. We just have to be patient and wait. I kind of mentioned this before we open about it being kind of choppy. I mean, it looks like a little bear flag here, but man, it's too early, too choppiness. I feel like that 93 has to get ran if we're going to move higher. Oh, the London lows was paying the bills on those first two hits. That's a nice looking. Usually if you get a big wick and you get another little candle print below the body, but a lot of times this will push that wick. Yeah, just push barely past that wick to hit the 400. Same style candle almost. Let's see if it continues here. Nope. I haven't really checked to see where the ES is at. The ES is sitting at 63, so that's kind of like Manzini support level there. That 57 to 63 here. Goodness. All right, so there's that low. That almost been a good bounce, but so far, guys, no entries. We just have to sit here and just be patient and wait. I mean, there's just not really anything to do. I mean, just we got that one super bullish candle, but man, the next two candles have just been just trapping you. Oh. There's a lot going on over there too in this area. I'm trying to see what's. See, we have a lot of support sitting in here also down at the 370s. I mean, these entries are going to be pretty tough today, guys. It's almost the type price action you'll be lucky to get your 10 points. The runners will be super tough today, at least starting out. I don't know if it's be one of those deals where you got to wait till 11 o'clock to get some kind of normal movement. Just trying to be patient this morning so we don't get ourselves put in like in a red, then trying to have to dig ourselves out. Oh man. Wow, right now we're just kind of sitting in a 50-point range, guys. Maybe we get below the 90s, you might be able to get a push before the 70s before it bounces. And there's the open range low at the 410s. I was thinking, hoping we would take out we would shoot back up and take out like today's open, yesterday's close, and yesterday highs. Java, how's your trading been lately? Get through the 400s, maybe we'll get a little push. We have those 470s down there. If you kind of go back over here and look to the left of us, a lot of wicks down at the 470s. So you might get a bounce out of this area. You might get a push to the 470s. There's a kind of a first wick. I just figured this is even the type price action you may even get out of this area here too. All right, now we're in the 70s. So probably look for a 75 to 360 bounce here. All right, so let's see what's going to happen at the 60s. We got kind of like an order block sitting there at the 60s. Here's the bounce. Maybe it doesn't have much of a bounce. Here's your 60 bounce. To move lower, we need to get below this 76 here. The next push should be probably, what, 47? Possibly 47? I think if we can break through that, we should get a nice push all the way down. I want to see 76 hold here. In the macro. It keeps testing that 76. See if I get another push down here to the 60s. 80 will be my line in the sand on this. Go to break even. I just don't trust it. It's just a too wicky today. See what I mean? The thing jacked all the way back up there. Son of a bee. Let me lower my risk down some since we've already hit our first target. I feel like we'll get a bounce also at 47. Today, you just got to be very careful with this type of price action. Just try to get your 10 points, and either you get your runners or you don't. You might even just do one trade and done with each account. This way we just keep it safe. We'll just hold to the 91 bucks that we just made off that. Yeah. It's a big candle. Just don't know if that's a trap. You know what I'm saying? That's wow. I want to say it pushed back down and hold the 20 here. Plus we got that opening low, opening range low. That would be my line in the sand. Oh, damn it. Don't tell me we'll get a 50 bounce here. Usually we take out those open range high if we break the low. We got there right at it too. We're running into the opening range low. This is what I mean by running that opening range low. We usually always push up to the opening range high. No runners today, guys. Looks like my runners are all going to get stopped out. All right, no runner love today. All right, just like I said, we're just gonna go back down to 3 micros now. Maybe if we get another opportunity to join in, we will. But if not, not a big deal. We're up $100 on each account. So 91, 90, or 99, 90, yeah, 99 and 96. I feel like 516 is going to be the target to the upside. Honestly, that's where I feel like the market's going. That would be yesterday's open, or even the 480s would be a good target if we can move back up. Or it'd be a nice entry if we can pull back, clear out this gap, then go. Pull back to that 1 minute trend line we got going on here. That's a big 1 minute trend line. You can see. And the ES is pulling back to that support level 57. Let's see if we can hit this pivot. Maybe find this pivot and bounce through. But we also have this gap here that we're running here. We're hitting it. Wow, I didn't think we'd get through that pivot so easy. I still feel like that 50, what, 45, 57 is a target to the downside. I just have to get through these 80s here. So like I said, we're just going to downside since we've already taken 2 winners this morning. So we're up $100 on each account. So if we can get an opportunity to join in, we're just going to pop in with 3 micros. This way, if we do lose, we're not risking no more than like 60 bucks. Especially on the price action we're getting today, because it has been just choppy as out, get out. It has been horrible today. And Manzini kind of brought that up, being about the low volatility that we're going to have today and be kind of choppy. And see, we just retested that 57 level and we just bounced off of it. I think for the bears to get back in control, we need to get over that 63. Bulls to get in control, we have to get back over the 59.63. For the bears to stay in control, we need to stay below 57. Which we did clear out this massive gap to the downside. I gotta say, for as many weeks, I mean, the market has been so tough for like the 3 straight weeks. Like the middle of the weeks have been tough. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those have been some tough trading days. It just seems recently we've been getting a lot more choppy price action, or a lot more consolidation breakout type price action, at least in the mornings, it seems like lately. How's everyone else's trading going today so far? Has anybody taken any pre-market or trades in the last 30 minutes? If you're new here, this big white box here, that'll be your 15-minute opening range. What's up, Constantine? No trades yet. Yeah, this morning has been pretty crappy. I've tried a couple trades, but all I've gotten is my 10 points. We didn't really make a lot because none of our runners were successful. Every runner's gotten stopped out on both trades. So we were just fortunate enough to get our 10 points. It was great for me until I over traded yesterday. I had a good morning, and then I was like trying to add to it, then kind of got myself in trouble. Then I could have easily have blown one of my evals yesterday because I over leveraged to get it back. But lucky for me, it worked out, but it could have went the other way. Those work out good. It's whenever you start doing that all the time is when it catches up with you. But for our funded account, we traded it off of yesterday's high end, the Friday's close and the market open. They were right there on top of each other at 320 yesterday, and we took a trade off of that level. It wasn't the best entry because we were kind of at least 10, 15 points above it. So I did kind of take some heat on that, but that 320 yesterday was a pretty solid wall. And so that was our funded account trade yesterday. So we made like $200 on our funded account trade yesterday. And I haven't even hardly taken any funded trades this month because I've been traveling a lot, or I've been kind of out of town a lot. And it seems like whenever I do get to trade, I always end up with just crappy price action. Either that or you don't sit here long enough, or you got to sit here till probably 11, 12, 1 o'clock midday. If the market sucks in the morning, usually you got to wait till that time of the day to get something. What's up, Outer? How are you doing today? Yeah, right now we're just kind of stuck in a 15-minute range here. Well, there's the, even though that was a 15-minute breakout, you got to look at how many candles it took you to get through there to get that somewhat of a 10, 20 point breakout. And so those are kind of hard to catch if you're trying to take trades off of that 15-minute candle. Yeah, Methodical Man said there was a really nice trade last night in the Asian market. Well, we did print below the 15 minutes. So if this 15-minute holds, that should allow us to get that push down to the 47s. I think if we can get below 47s, man, we should get a nice push down, maybe back down to the whole number here. Because if you look over to the left, there was a lot of the resistance and bouncing out of this range from, I guess yesterday. A lot of wicks in that area. Around the 60s and 70s. You're kind of in a bullish setup. I don't really have a bias today, man. I'm just trying to get my 10 points and a couple runners. We already got our 10 points, so we've lowered our risk down to 3 micros. We started off with 7 micros, so we got our first 10 out of both accounts. But if I can find at least one more trade with 3 micros and a runner, so that's kind of what we're looking for right now. I mean, we have this huge inversion gap trade here, but man, the stop loss would just be massive on this if this thing had to pull back. Yeah, you're looking at like a 30-point stop loss. And it's about to close below it because this was a dirty close here. So that would be your print. So you're looking at almost a 50-point stop loss. So if I was going to do the inversion play, usually whenever they're this big, you wait for a pullback and make sure this gap's going to hold because that's a pretty bullish candle there. Usually I only take these inversion gap trades if they're like less than 15 points. I do like the fact that this 15-minute candle is holding up here. I think that was my 15 minutes, right? Yeah. 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. Outer, did you ever take any more trades yesterday, or did you just take that 197 that you talked about yesterday that you got stopped out on? After I got off the stream yesterday, Outer, we full ported one of those 50Ks that we were down like $400-500. That one we took that big loss that went way over leveraged on. So we full ported that yesterday to get back to green. So we gambled a little bit on that one. The 15-minute candle is still holding. I just don't have it in me to take it. I mean, the line is there. I mean, it's almost like it's paying at least 10 points, but you're definitely not getting any runners at the moment. Yeah, I think we just need to get below the what 47.50 range. I'm hoping we can kind of start selling off if we can ever make it below there. It has definitely been a pretty choppy morning. I mean, this is the kind of price action that'll just chop you up. So usually this type price action, usually I'm just looking for 10 points in a runner and I go to break even fairly quick on this type of price action. So as soon as I'm up like 7, 8 points, I'm going to break even. I do like it if we can get above this open range low and this London low here. This is where we took our last trade at. So basically we got long here right above this opening range low, and we took it up to the opening range high. A lot of times if we can, you can almost go back here and look, anytime that the opening range low holds or we get above it, we'll always push up that high most of the time. And this way, if we can break above this here, this way we're not constantly making lower highs. You also have your 200 moving average up here too, so more likely if it does go up there and hit, it's going to probably bounce here. Kind of waiting to see if we're going to stay above this London low here. We got a London low sitting at 10, and also that's where your opening range low is sitting also. Really wanted to see the green print above this level and not that level. Goodness, guys, goodness. So I think I'm gonna sit this one out. I almost want to take a stab here if we broke above the 15. I feel like the most that you could probably get out of this is probably gonna be mostly 10 points, and that's if we make a push for your 200 moving average. But you kind of need to get above this previous wick here. All right, there's the print above that previous wick. There's your 10 points. But like I said, I feel like you want to run a resistance at 29. This would be kind of like a 10-point move if you had it in you to take it. You just didn't have a lot of room to work with. And I only say that because you're going to run into your opening range high, 200 moving average plus VWAP. There's just so much in here. But 10 points. Whew. Outer, I was hoping that we would run the today's open and yesterday's close up into the 500s. That was some of the targets I was kind of hoping that we would run today, but we didn't. Uh, it looks like an almost possible 3-minute breakout here above the 40s. But the only thing I'm not a big fan of it here is the fact that when you break out, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 6 candles of choppiness in that area. So that would be your 3-minute breakout. No reversal for the bullish yet. Nah, this stuff like this is going to chop everybody up. Like I said, this is going to be, this is 10-point trading for me. So just be lucky to get your 10 points. If you're lucky enough to get a runner, you're just lucky enough to get it. I know I haven't gotten one runner out of both trades that we've taken today. They've just been 10-point trades. Which there's nothing wrong with 10-point trades. I mean, Yeah, we're between that 57 and 63. That I said that a little bit earlier, or I said like if 57, you look for shorts below 57 and longs above 63. Excuse me. Man, it's gonna be my last day of trading for this rest of the week. We're leaving to start driving out of town after lunch today. All right, so now we're kind of in my no. I don't ever take trades whenever my EMAs are stacked on top of each other. So right now you have the 9, the 50, and the 21 all stacked within like 5 points of each other. So usually you get a lot of choppiness until you get some kind of breakout. Then pullback would be our next type entry setup. Yeah, John, there's not a lot of room in my wife's car to be taking like my PC and monitor and stuff. Plus, I don't know if my wife would like it if I was trying to stream or be on the computer all the time while we're gone. The last couple times I left town, it's just been me. So, and there's always plenty of room in my truck, but not in the wife's car. He's like, I'll have the laptop and start. Nice. We're not going camping, but I mean, we're going to we'll be outside of Atlanta at in yeah, just right outside of Atlanta in Peachtree. Wow, there's another 15-minute break. Is it going to hold? No. Man, the price action is super tough today. Like even just some of these entries, if you're looking just to try to take these like like below 15-minute candle, we've just been stuck in basically a 15-minute range or 30-minute range today. I was hoping that this would hold right here at this pivot at the 90-91s, and then we just make another push for the session lows down at the 50s. I've got a new 3-minute candle here. Does it? It looks bearish. John, do you guys go camping next to a lake or a river? I know most campsites. I didn't know if it was a river or a lake. I think most of the camping that I've done, it's been a while since I've been camping, but it was always next to a river. Because we used to go canoeing at that river where we used to go. It don't matter. You're out there just enjoying the wildlife. I didn't know if you tried canoeing or anything. I know we used to like going canoeing. I haven't done that in a while. That was pretty much kind of a 20s, 30s type thing. But we haven't done canoeing in at least 10 years. It's been a long time since we've been canoeing. Mm-mm. Yeah, about the only thing that I've really been doing, like in the woods and trails and stuff, is probably four-wheeler riding. That's the only thing about living here in Arkansas. We have tons of state parks or tons of federal parks. A lot of camping and trail riding. Ooh, there's a 15 minutes. Is that going to be the breakout? Man, it's so tempting. I'm just going to stay away. My EMAs are still smashed together. It's really a no trade, but it's, God, it just looks so bearish. But I just feel like it just trapped me. I mean, we even had the nice 3 candle pullback. I mean, this is usually the type of breakouts that I usually like to buy whenever we got normal looking price action. We might just have to end up just settling because I know I'm limited on time today. I was going to be trading till 11 today. We'll just probably have to settle for the. We did take 2 trades this morning. We took a short and we took 1 long this morning, and we got 10 points, but we didn't get anything on the runners. We got stopped out for break even on both runners. So, and I think we entered with 7 micros, so that's why we're kind of sitting at $100 minus the fees. So we hit the 5. Is it 5? Yeah, we hit the 5 micros on the 10, but we had the 2 runners that got stopped out. And I've also been putting all my trades that I take during the day in Discord. This way, if I don't tell you what I did, like yesterday, I explained pretty much where I got down like $450 from over leveraging after being up 300. And we pretty much full ported that 50K to get back in the green yesterday. So we could have easily blown one of our evals yesterday doing that. I think that's the only downfall to having like 90% those cheap evals, that it is so easy to do stupid stuff with those. Then this price action hasn't been good for a funded trade today. I actually have not gotten many funded trades this whole month just because I've been out of town a lot because I've been visiting my mother in Georgia because she was having surgery. So I've been kind of back and forth between home and back in Georgia. So yesterday was really my only trade on the funded. We ended up with $200. This is the one account that I've been kind of struggling with lately because I'd get like within like one trade of a payout, then I'll take two steps back, then I'll get it back. Then it's been like on a repeat cycle probably for the last 6 months, it seems like. Then after I take multiple back-to-back losses, then I take a little break from trading fundeds because I kind of get in my head like where I'm scared to take trades. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it does that, Constantine. I want to say it's something with YouTube. I swear I've updated that thing like so many times. I don't know why it does that. Let's see. See if that one will work. I just made a new one. And there's also all those indicators in there too. If anybody likes the opening range low, session mid, opening range high, opening range low, opening range high, and your IBH here. These are pretty much the main indicators that I like using. That and the London lows and highs. Then on Discord is pretty much so my charts aren't too overcrowded as today's open, yesterday's close. I like taking trades off of these ranges too because we always, most time, we get a bounce off of those ranges. So there's the breakup back above the opening range. But the only thing about this one is you do got your 200 moving average sitting here. So, and also the VWAP, the opening range high. So if you're looking to take a train off this opening range low, you probably only got about 20 points to work with. So I would think that we'd get some kind of bounce here, some kind of pullback off of the opening range high and this VWAP because they're kind of just sitting right there on top of each other. And there's also a 3-minute trend line breakout, but there's so much consolidation sitting behind it that I think it would just make it for a tougher trade. And plus, your trauma is pretty far off of that, too. Your trauma is about 30 points off. Ooh, it just slinged right through that. You don't get that a lot. Where's the ES? Did the ES get back above 63? Oh, it did. It got back above 63, and I wasn't paying attention. All right, so we're finally getting some movement. Let's see if we can get some kind of pullback and have some kind of like bear flag breakout or bull flag breakout. The working, huh? Well, shoot. See if, let me see. Try that one, Constantine. We're about to have a brand new 3-minute candle. I was kind of waiting to see what happens with this candle prints here. We'll see what happens with this 3-minute candle. I was kind of watching the 3-minute. Let me see the ES. I think as long as 66 holds, I think we should be good because we're above the IBH on the, what do you want to call it? The ES. And above 45, I'm going to go to break even if we get above 45, I guess. Hopefully we don't get stuck here at the IBH level. And this is 3 micros. So the most that we're risking at the moment is 60 bucks. The level I don't want us to lose is the 30 level. So 30 level is where I would probably start questioning to close this if we start losing the VWAP in the 30 here. So the VWAP did hold. So once we hit the 45, I'm going to go to break even. I've been going to break even fairly quick today just because the market has been so whippy. Didn't quite hit that 45. Oh, it just barely missed my 10. Oh my goodness. Today you're lucky to get 10 points. I'm not gonna lie. 10 points has just been like a clenching your teeth. Like, come on, at least give me my 10. All right. So next target is 75. Now, to stay in this, we're going to need that 39 IBH to hold up here. Which so far, no runner has worked out today. I have not had one runner give me no, I haven't got no profit off the runners today. Every runner has been stopped out. If we get above that 50, I feel like 50 is kind of key here. If we can get above that 50, we should get a push. Oh, nope. Oh, barely. I'm talking about it's like literally right there on top of my entry. It's so close. It's like the market makers knows everybody's got their stop loss right below the 30-minute candle. All right, that one got us. Nothing for the runner. We were able to squeeze off another $40 on that one, so that pushed us up to 140. Like I said, we only went in with 3 micros. This market is definitely not the market to be over leveraging, because it'd be so tough to get in a hold and try to over leverage to get your profit back, or your red back if you got down in the red. So let's see where Manzini said we could go, since we did break that 63. That was his buy above 63 there. So next support will be up to 70. And I think it hit the 70 level. It did. So that's kind of where we ran into resistance at, was that 70 level on the ES. So if we get above 70, I would think that we can make another run up to what, the 80s? Yeah. 59.87 up to 6K. And he also has in here possible reclaim of possible long at 75. We're not going to enter anymore. I think, like I said, I have to leave here in about 10 minutes because I have to go finish getting our stuff ready. So no really good like breakout trades today. Everything that I've entered has just been 10 points and stopped out on runners. So that's been all 3 trade setups today. But on those last 2 setups, you could at least got 10 points if you were trying to trade the breakout above your opening range low. This one only paid about 15, but this is the one that if you entered it again, you almost want to wait for the candle to print above it. That's why, so you don't get in trouble like right here. You want to see it print above it. Because most of the time, once we print above the opening range low, we always make a beeline straight trade to our opening range high there. Unfortunately, about today, it's not very much room. You only got about 20 points in between the two, and usually it's a little bigger than that. All right, so we just started a new macro time, so it's what, 10:50. So usually we do get some kind of breakouts between 10:50 to 10:10. I know it's almost like, do I want to risk $60 again for my other account? Wow. I don't know what that is. I don't know if someone is speaking. I don't know if Trump was having meetings or speaking today, so I'm not sure if that was or if that was some kind of news candle. Because that was almost a, what, 50-point candle, 45-point candle. I didn't really see any news for the day, so I'm not really sure. Let's see what that. I didn't see anything. Unless that's just made off of 2-star news. No, that's at a weird time. That has to be something because that was like 9:51. That was a super weird time. Unless it was this European news came out early. Maybe that's what it was. No, it's just crappy price action. So true. Dude, Constantine, this May has been some tough price action. It just seems like every week we've just been just chopping, and that you might get one good day of trading. It seems like, at least that's what it seems like for me. I guess just because my trading's been so hit and miss lately. I know it's almost like a data wick. Do we rerun that 410s? There's one trade that I've been trying to capture, which I have not been able to find a way to capture it yet. Is so basically, whenever we push above the say this 30-minute candle prints or your hour candle, is usually if we can't push above it, we will literally trade all the way back down to the other side. But I've yet to catch any of those moves. Well, if you guys are traveling for the Memorial Day holidays, please be careful. There's always uh, irresponsible people out there drinking and driving. All right. So we took 3 trades today. Every single trade was just for 10 points. So we're only up $96 for the day on that one. Total 51,217. I have not had a funded Bewley since we blew our Bewley back in, I think I want to say March. I was actually trading with Methodical Man that day too. and we were trading either a 5 or I think it was a 5-minute breakout. And I've told y'all this story plenty of times where I was on minis and not micros. So I try not to keep the micro or the mini chart next to me so I don't make that mistake, because I've made that mistake multiple times. And it's okay when it works out, but man, when you take a loss and you're thinking you're on like 4 micros and you look over and you're on 4 minis, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking too, Constantine. The price action has been super tough. And I think it's because, was it last week non-farm payroll? But man, it has been just super tough. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for watching and tuning in this morning. Like I said, I won't be back the rest of the week. We're going out of town for Memorial Day weekend, and we probably won't be back till Tuesday. So, and I know the markets will probably be closed next Monday, and they should have a half a day for the Memorial Day, if I'm not mistaken. I think the prop firms still do that. So this is what I was saying. Like, it's almost like, man, I want to take that and see if it does go all the way back down to the other side to 21,350. I almost want to jump in with 1 micro and see. But man, the open range high and low has been paying good today. What is that, 30 points? If you did 1 micro right now, $60. Equal highs at 51. If we get below this pivot, we'll go to break even. We'll go to break even at the pivot here. Or we'll just risk, like, maybe it's only 1 micro here. I wish I'd have got in sooner. I just wasn't sure. Like I said, I've only been watching this. I haven't really been taking these setups or this type of setup trade. So what it is, we ran the opener range high up here and could not get above it. So now I just want to see if we go back down to the low. But we may have to rerun it, because you said we have, yeah, because we have a lot of equal highs up there. So we'll be in this trade for what, 10 points maybe? Actually, I may do a little bit more just since it's 1 micro. And we'll just risk like 40 bucks or something. Because it could go back here and have to clear out all this consolidation up here. This is also the macro time too, so we're still in macro. We're in the middle of this right now, so that's the session mid. That's your 50% pullback on Fibonacci. So this could be it then, because I know a lot of times we do get a bounce off of this session mid here. We'll see how much it pulls back here. And we also got a gap fill in too that we could fill in. So a lot still going on right here. It looks so promising because we got up what, almost 10, close to 20 points. So we are down 25 bucks at the moment. Like I said, this is just one micro, guys. This is just kind of a tester type thing to see if we make it down to the IBL there. I wish I was able to take the trade back up here around the 40s. That would have been the ideal here if you were trying. Like, I've never tried this before. It's just something I was trying. That's why we're only doing it with one micro. If I get back towards this pivot down here, we're probably going to go to break even. And if it'll either go or it'll just come back and stop us out. So we're back at break even. So it's at least giving us another opportunity to get out of the trade. So that's always a plus. If if you feel uncomfortable or something, kind of get out of it or take at least most of your contracts off. I like that we're below the London low. Hopefully we can stay below the London low here. No. All right, another touch of our entry. Maybe the 400s just don't want to give it up today. We're below the session mid. That's a positive. Below 90, like I said, below 90, I'll go to break even if we can get below 90. I'm trying to just be right above these EMAs here. So that would have us in this trade for about $50 if it comes back and stops us out. Or $40, 20 points times 2, 1 micro. Outer's equal highs over here got me sweating a little bit, Outer. The equal highs. And plus we got this freaking gap fill in here. It's like, God, I know my stop loss is really not where it needs to be. It really needs to be at the top of this open range high, possibly. Really don't want to see it break back above our 50 EMA or 20. Because if it gets back above that, more likely it's going to stop us. It's going to stop us out. And we just printed above the opening range low, so that's definitely not looking very convincing that we're going to get to our target of the IBL down there. So if you're just joining us, this was just me seeing if we would run down to the opening range low here since we couldn't get above the opening range high. And so we're just trying this with 1 micro. So we'll be in this trade for like 40 bucks if it does stop us out. And that's why we're just trying to see if we do. That's why we only entered with 1 micro. I guess Telltale is the ES here. I forgot about the ES. Oh, the ES lost at 75. If the ES could push down and lose 57, it did lose to 63. And if we can lose to 57, we should get a nice little push. What sucks is the freaking ES has already done what I was trying to do on the NQ. Look. So the ES got below the opening range high and sold all the way down. No, it didn't. It still got ways to go. It would have to go all the way down to the 50. Never mind. There's still hope. There's still hope. Never mind. Yeah, I know, Outer. I don't want to risk more than 40 bucks. So this way we'll just be risking half of the profits that we made from this morning. So we were, okay. All right. So like I said, we risked 40 bucks on that. We're just going to end up with 57. All right, guys, everyone have a good weekend. Thank you guys for watching today.